Previously, on Eva, Deadsea.
Mankind's ultimate multi-purpose humanoid decisive weapon. Artificial human Evangelion.
You won't die. I will protect you.
This whole city is a fortress built to intercept angels. It's our city, Tokyo 3. Take a good look down there.
The continuation of the second impact. The third impact is beginning.
The world is ending.
The time has come.
Nobody wants me, so they can all just die. Nobody cares whether or not I exist. Nothing ever changes, so they can all just die. It would be better if I never existed. I should just die too.
Welcome to Eva, Deadsea, the most ambitious Evangelion project ever made on Roblox. This is an open-world third-person game with real RPG progression, boss fights, loadouts, and faction-based warfare set inside the universe of Evangelion 3.0 you cannot redo. And unlike other anime games on the platform, this isn't a simulator, a battleground, or a cash grab. It's a persistent world where every battle, mission, and boss fight pushes you further into a sprawling PvPvE experience, all built from the ground up for fans who crave depth, challenge, and to achieve their dreams of piloting an Eva. I'm Corey Mega, and I'll be your guide as we dive into everything this game has to offer. As you saw from that amazing intro made by yours truly, this game has a lot. If you're even thinking about playing Eva Deadsea, this is the video to start with, because this is the first full breakdown on YouTube. I'll be covering every major update and leak on this game from here on out, so hit subscribe and turn on notifications if you want to stay ahead of everyone else. Also, this video took over a week to make, so yeah. This video is broken down into sections, so let's begin with section 1. Like I mentioned earlier, Eva Deadsea is an upcoming RPG game set in the universe of Evangelion 3.0, after the near third impact. Since it's an RPG, everything revolves around leveling up, building a good loadout, and unlocking powerful units, pilots, and commanders through combat, exploration, and missions. It's also an MMORPG, meaning it's built to be played with and against other players across massive shared servers. When you first load up the game, you'll have to choose between 3 factions: Nerve, Villa, or the Angels. Everyone who's not on the same team that you choose is considered an enemy, just like the show. You'll grind NPC missions unique to your faction to level up, so start thinking about which team you want to be a part of. But in-game, you'll also fight cinematic bosses, trigger dynamic events, and even take part in server-wide wars with other players, all while progressing and leveling up. This isn't a lobby-based game or a wave survival mode. This is an open world, and you are one piece in a massive war. Okay, so the Eva Deadsea map is separated into 3 sections, and each section is a spawn point for a faction. Tokyo 3 for the Nerve team, Paris for the Villa team, and the North Pole Bethany base for the Angel team. The owner of the game said that most of the game and story takes place in Tokyo 3, which is understandable. They did an amazing job on how it looks. The further you push inside an enemies section, the harder the enemies get. but I just wanted to say, by far, this game has the best map I've ever seen in Roblox. Like, I'm being serious. Join the Discord to see more of what I'm talking about. It's crazy. But anyways, as we all know from the show, the Evangelion world isn't normal. In-game actions can trigger dynamic events that reshape the environment itself. Attacking buildings causes them to collapse. Killing an enemy leaves behind a signature Evangelion-style cross-explosion. Time of day and battle conditions actively change depending on what's happening across the map. And when things escalate, they really escalate. One of the most game-defining events is the Near Third Impact, or N3I. This occurs after a player goes berserk and kills the 10th Angel Boss, entering a stage of pseudo-evolution. At that moment, the doors of Guff open. The sky turns crimson, buildings begin to crumble, and nearby players are consumed. Massive crosses erupt across the land as a symbolic sign that humanity is failing to evolve. The entire server begins to destabilize. If the berserk player isn't stopped with a spear, the chaos continues until N-3I completes. But even after it ends, things don't go back to normal. Instead, a horrifying new threat rises: failures of infinity. These beings emerge from the ground where the crosses appeared and begin spreading core material, converting anything they touch, including buildings and the terrain, into unstable red matter. Failures of infinity are hostile to everyone Nerve, Villa, and even angels, and will attack if provoked. This isn't just aesthetic either. These creatures and the corrupted land they create affect active gameplay. Special missions become available from NPCs, tied to the cleanup or resistance against the failures, with new rewards and unique combat conditions. In Eva, Deadsea, mastering your loadout is everything. And that means understanding the deeper mechanics of pilots and commanders this game has. These aren't just for cosmetic customization. These two systems are key to how your unit/angel performs on the battlefield, and give Eva Deadsea its RPG identity. Pilots act as the secondary component of your loadout, offering passive perks and specialized buffs. Each one has a unique ability that can completely change your playstyle. For example, if you unlock Pilot Shinji Ikari, you'll gain a passive skill called Adrenaline, which grants you anti-stun immunity when you're low on health. Other pilots focus on things like damage mitigation, regeneration, or support-style bonuses. Pilots are unlocked similarly to playable units, either by leveling up, spending in-game currency, or completing specific requirements. But what really makes them feel alive is the training system. Through minigames and progression tasks, you can actually train your pilot to make their abilities stronger. For example, pilot Asuka Shikinami Langley can be upgraded so her perk lasts longer and applies with a higher success rate. Over time, this allows your character to become more and more efficient in high-level fights. There's also a synchronization mechanic. If you pair the correct pilot with their canonical Ava, like Rei Ayanami with Evangelion Unit 0, you'll boost the effectiveness of their passive perk. This adds another layer of strategy to loadout building, rewarding players who understand Evangelion lore and synergy. While in-game, the pilot cockpit appears in the bottom left corner of the screen, and will occasionally deliver voice lines reacting to combat or issuing commands, making them feel present and reactive during battles. This also adds an immersive touch to the overall experience. However, the Angel faction does not use pilots. Instead, Angels rely on their raw stat power, which balances the disadvantage of not having pilot perks. But the depth doesn't stop there. Commanders serve as the leader loadout piece and offer active abilities. They don't passively support you like pilots. They give you devastating combat options that can turn the tide of a fight. For example, Commander Gendo Ikari can call in a fighter jet airstrike. But if you invest enough yen into his operation, that can upgrade to a full N2 missile strike. Yen is earned through gameplay and used to fund and enhance your commander's power, unlocking more lethal options as you progress. Combining the right pilot, AVA unit, and commander creates loadout synergies that can unlock powerful buffs. If you run Pilot Rei, Unit 0, and Commander Gendo together, you'll unlock one of the best synergy combos in the game, providing increased core efficiency, improved regeneration, and powerful map control tools. Angels, on the other hand, don't use human commanders. Instead, they connect to Adam, their ancestral origin being, who provides similar benefits through genetic memory enhancements. This keeps all factions balanced while maintaining their narrative differences. So yeah, altogether, the pilot and commander system proves why Eva Deadsea is more than just a brawler or anime showcase. It's a tactical RPG where your build choices matter just as much as your combat skill.
Combat is the true core of Eva Deadsea, a fast-paced, third-person PvPvE experience designed around tactical choices, ability usage, and outplaying your opponent. Every player enters the battlefield aligned with one of 3 factions we went over earlier: Nerve, Villa, or the Angels, each with its own set of playable units and unique combat philosophies. Nerve and Villa operate through Evangelion units, each inspired directly from the show, while the Angel faction lets players take control of monstrous enemies like Ramiel, Zeruel, and more, bringing chaos to the field in totally different ways. As for the actual combat mechanics, every unit, whether Eva or Angel, has a 4-hit M1 combo that's always available and doesn't rely on stamina. Core to the game are 4 main abilities: Q, E, R, and F. These vary drastically depending on the unit. F is usually the strongest, while R is the Scream move, which restores health and stamina, but locks you in place, making it a high-risk choice. Defensively, players rely on AT fields, which act as a regenerating block that negates M1 damage and mitigates abilities, until it's shattered by consistent pressure. Dashing helps players evade projectile spam or reposition quickly, but has limited charges based on your loadout. The combat gets deeper with awakenings and secondary modes, like Berserk mode for Evangelions, which activates after getting multiple kills and transforms your moveset with upgraded animations and power. Some boss fights and PvE events allow for finisher cinematics, where successfully executing a minigame heals you, and, in the case of Evangelions, even lets you consume a core to power up into a temporary awakened state, which can sometimes trigger massive events, like an impact. Supporting you in the background are pilots and commanders who feed you dialogue, alert you to enemy actions, and can even use abilities like we went over in the last section. PvP encounters can happen anytime, but players also take on PvE boss fights and roaming angels or Avas from enemy factions in the open world, meaning danger is constant. It's not just fighting other players, it's managing stamina, coordinating attacks, dealing with enemy factions, and making the right decision in the chaos of battle. With basically every major Evangelion and Angel from the anime already in the game or planned, the roster is massive. And since every character plays differently between their moveset, passives, sync stats, and support interactions, you're not just picking a skin, you're picking a full combat identity, balanced by your faction, your pilot, and your playstyle. But yeah, a few extra things I know all people look forward to.
Yes, there'll be skins for all units, featuring their old designs and their newer rebuild designs. It also looks like you'll be able to customize the color of your units too. There's also going to be sick emotes, check this out. Anyways, I want to shout out everyone working on this game. This video definitely wouldn't have been possible without their help. Plus, they're really nice. I'm telling you, please go join the Discord for more information about this game, including when the release date may be. Everything you need to know is there. But that's it for today's video. Comment down below your honest opinion about this game, and if you have any questions you want me to answer. And please, at the time I'm making this right now, I've spent over 2 weeks making this video, so again, subscribe to this channel to support me. Remember, I'll be keeping you all updated about this game, so turn on notifications. Goodbye and congratulations.